The World Cup brings together two things, national spirit and identity. However, it's the job of the kit designer to create a coat of armour, i.e. a football shirt, that can inspire their nation to victory, or at least make them look good in defeat. However, sometimes they fail on both counts and create some classic fashion failures. Here are the kits that the internet thinks are the worst ever made. At France 1998, Croatia made sure the world remembered their World Cup debut. They wore this flamboyant red and white checkered shirt. The shirt was nearly as memorable as their football skills. Anyone who follows rugby will know that the mere sight of the New Zealand All Black kit can scare other teams into defeat. However, Mexico tried to emulate that fear by putting the face of an Aztec god in the middle of their France 98 World Cup shirt. It didn't manage to scare the opposition enough, as they only reached the knockout stages of the last 16. Italia 90 will forever be remembered for Gazza's tears in Turin, but maybe those tears simply stopped people remembering England's less than iconic kit. This kit got lost in between the transition between the 80s and the 90s. Good job England didn't win. At USA 94, Brazil were the best team, but they certainly weren't the best dressed. It's hard to mess up the classic Brazil look, but the best way to fail is to try and fix something that wasn't broken. By adding this 3D style logo, it was an attempt to modernise the kit when it was classically perfect to begin with. It didn't matter as Brazil went on to win the World Cup, but their victory pictures will always be haunted by this terrible kit. Ecuador, like lots of smaller nations, tried to announce their arrival at the World Cup with a flamboyant shirt. Well, this kit certainly was memorable, but maybe for the wrong reasons. It's bold and vibrant, much like the Ecuadorian nation, but maybe it went a little bit overboard on the flamboyance. In 1872, Scotland played England in the first ever international football game. However, in over 100 years later, Scotland's kit hadn't moved on much from those early days. With that said, I'm sure Scotland fans would take any kit if it meant playing in the World Cup once again. If a nation is going to host a tournament, they need to make a statement. South Korea's fluorescent orange kit certainly made a statement on anyone that saw it. With that said, South Korea did surprise everyone by going on to make the semi-finals, so maybe flamboyant kits are the secret to World Cup success. Germans aren't known as fashion icons, but this kit is bad by any fashionista's level. Germany's away kit looked more like the birthchild of Ireland Nigeria's kit, but it still didn't stop them going all the way to winning the World Cup. So maybe it's another team that might have blinded their opponents on the way to victory. Puma's always been battling with Nike, Adidas and Reebok for supremacy, but maybe they tried a little bit too hard when they decided to put Cameroon in a tight vest. It looked super cool until FIFA decided that it wasn't in the spirit of football and made them introduce some black sleeves that ruined the whole look, so they went from cool to awkwardly lame. Before the Spanish football revolution, Spain were a team on the cusp of greatness, but not quite there yet, much like their kit for the 1994 World Cup. However, it's probably been pushed back into history because of all the success they've had in recent years. So that's just a selection of some of the kits that people think are terrible, but the question of the day is, what was the first kit that you ever bought, and what kit do you think's amazing and which kit do you think's terrible? Let me know your thoughts. I've been Anton Allen, your brother from another mother. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.